All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome aboard.
The choo-choo train?
It's the
So today, all right, so last week, what did we do and why did we do it?
I don't know.
Tell me, what did we do? Go. Is your hand up? Oh, sorry, your hand up. Go.
observation.
We did observation, that is correct, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Why did we do it?
Why not?
Why not? It was fun and joyful and filled with fun and
And what's more
joy.
about
What are we doing?
That's what science is about.
Yeah, it's like the first step in science, right? Observation is the ability to know something's happening, to observe, to see it, to know it, to perceive it, and all those wonderful things. The other reason we did it is so that you guys could know that you're not necessarily the world's best observers, right? Because I showed you a couple of things, and hopefully you did this at home. We'll talk about this in a second. But I showed you the I can see in the woods. I showed you the count the F's and all those kinds of things where it was right there in front of you, and yet you couldn't see it anyway, even though it was right there. So, so those kinds of things. And then I showed you that video. And the video tried to show you something else. So certainly it was a bunch of people talking about things, seeing things, trying to solve a crime. See if I can narrow down the question so it's a fair question. But I was attempting to show you something in that video that was important in the definition of science. Can you guys pull out my answer from that question? Think about the definition of science. And what did that video do? Do you want to try it, Fiona? Do you want to try it?
Science is
Yeah, exactly. So what did that video have to do with that definition? Specifically the case. What did the case have to do with that definition? You want to try it?
Observation.
Well, it was observation
And like
for sure.
finding out, finding.
Finding things out, for sure, for sure. Do you want to try it? Got it there
I
halfway
didn't
up?
see the video,
Okay.
but I'm guessing from the theme last week, it was the finding the lost, like my.
Partially it was finding. Go ahead, you want to try it?
Communicating.
Good, but not quite what I'm looking for there yet. Good, good. So it was when we were watching the video, he was the first part of the video, he was interviewing all these different people. And some people had all these different ideas. She was blind. He was robbed. She dropped her wallet. He was wearing a red coat. That detective had to do something, had to use something, back to the definition, to figure out what was really going on. Want to try it?
System?
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Had to find the system, right? Because otherwise it was chaos. If he would have taken one of those people as the evidence, as the witness, right, would have never caught the bad guys, right? Because that one person every one person had something wrong. Wrong colored hair, wrong colored coat, wrong person robbed, there's a little kid running by, all of these strange things, right? One person would be useless. So he had to interview all the 20 people that were standing there and pull out the facts and figures that he could duplicate, right? So he used the system. So two reasons why I showed you that video yesterday, or last week. One was to indicate that by ourselves, you're very, very hard-pressed to get a good answer from somebody, from one individual. Because we all have our different things in our minds, our different filters, different things we see, different things we participate in, different things we perceive, and different ways of looking at things. We're getting that for you today as well. So that was the first thing. You can't necessarily, I'm not saying don't trust people, but you have to take everybody's opinion kind of with a grain of salt. What's really there, what do they really see, what do they really remember. And then the other thing is that you need that system to take in all of those bits of evidence and put them together to make the best answer possible. Because science's job is to, try.
Finding and communicating the laws of nature.
That's the definition. Science definition is exactly that. But then I always say science's job is to, it's a little bit different, it's confusing. What's science's job?
Science's job to find enough information to
Perfect. Yeah, so good. To find as much evidence as possible to create the most valid conclusion. And that's exactly what the detective was trying to do last week. Try to find all the different bits of evidence to make that valid conclusion, right? That's the same thing we did last week. I think it was last week with the puzzle, right? Was that last week we did the puzzle? Okay. So same thing. I gave you a puzzle piece, or 2 weeks ago. I gave you a puzzle piece. You had to use the puzzle piece. One puzzle piece was lousy. 2 puzzle pieces a little better. 5 a little better, right? So form that conclusion.
I got the whole puzzle.
Yeah. So okay. Now, the other thing I want to ask you before we move on here is homework for this week was to take a lot of the things that we did last week and share it with your mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, gerbils, hamsters, or poodles, right? So that was your job, was to share that information, those games, if you will, with family members or friends. So I'm curious, what kind of results did you get? If you shared them, what did you find? Did they see all the F's? Did they see all the I's? So you want to try it?
Yeah, I shared it with my dog and I got sniff, sniff, and lick, lick.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a good result. Yeah, good. Did anybody else share it with an English-speaking or communicative individual?
I did.
Go.
I shared it with my mom. I did 3 F's.
3 F's, interesting. Now, did you then go ahead and tell her there were 6 F's? Did she then find them or not? Yeah. It's really interesting.
I shared it with my friend, and the first time she only found 2 F's, which I thought was really weird.
Really?
My mom only saw 2, and then she's like, wait, there might be 3. We were like,
Yeah, and then
oh, there's 6.
And then my friend saw 3, and then I told her there was 6, and then she read it and she still couldn't find them.
Interesting. Yeah. Sometimes they are invisible. They're right there. They're good. Anybody else? Some more information about it? Chris, go ahead.
I showed my dad like the 2 women, and he couldn't see the old woman.
Interesting.
Until I showed it to him, and then he saw it.
Yeah, nice. Excellent. Perfect.
And then once I showed my mom, I couldn't see the young woman.
You couldn't see
Yeah.
it.
Like I forgot where it was.
That's
I
hilarious.
always have a hard time finding the old lady.
Yeah. That seems to be the harder one, which is always interesting. Go ahead, what do you got?
Oh, I showed my mom the F. Oh no, my sister the F1. And she said 3. I told her there were 6 and never showed her the rest of them.
Did she find it? So you said, 6 and walked away?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That's a nice brother-sister relationship. Go ahead, what do you got?
Declan's mom. So
Yeah.
I actually saw the old woman.
So the old woman only. Nice. Okay, good. Nick?
I showed my dad, and he saw 2 F's. He
Only
thought
2
that there was
F's?
6, yeah.
Isn't that
And
interesting?
he was observing it for a minute. He was like, 2 F's. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And my mom was like, oh, 6 F's. And I was like, do you look at it from a second? He's like, 6 F's.
Nice. So your mom nailed it, but your father only saw the 2.
Yeah.
Why is that? Isn't that interesting? Go ahead.
My mom, I think, my mom only saw the first 3 F's, then a second later she saw 5 F's.
Okay.
And we had an easy time reading the words, but we had a hard time reading the colors, and then we couldn't actually load the I can see.
I had another person in another class say the same problem. That must be half the class could and half the class couldn't. So there must be something weird with that file. That file must be weird. Go ahead.
When I had my friend read it, I also read it at the same time. I was reading it over, and I was like, wait, I only see 5 F's.
Nice. Good.
My sister saw all 6 F's, and my brother saw only 4.
Oh, interesting. And younger sister?
My younger sister.
Yeah, that's interesting. And your brother only saw, so Jude only saw 4. I have a hypothesis, and I haven't been able to sit down and test this, but I have an educated guess that you can test, even though I haven't done it. That I think better readers, have a tendency to do worse on these quizzes, on the ins, on the thes, on the different F's. Not necessarily, but I think that tends to be true because I think we don't necessarily, if you've been reading forever and you're a good reader, like my wife is a really good reader, she reads really fast. She goes through books lickety split, takes me forever to read a book. But because I think your mind just assumes what it sees and doesn't necessarily second guess it. Because why would you? Why would you second guess how many ins are there? Obviously, I can see in the woods. What more I'm going to put in? Well, Me. So it's, I think your brain, I mean, the better you read, the worse you are at those puzzles, Frank. Go ahead.
My mom's a really good reader, and she found all 6 steps.
Yeah.
And I'm a really slow reader, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe, I mean, that's why I said it's my hypothesis. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong on that. Yeah. Go ahead, yeah.
I'm a really fast reader. If I wanted to, I could basically read a book. If I wanted to, I could read really fast. I could basically.
Okay.
But would you say these
Yeah, but would you understand it, right?
Sometimes my mind completely skips a word.
Sure, yeah.
Or thinks another word is spelled really different.
Yeah,
Or knows a word but doesn't think it's the actual word.
yeah. I don't even know. Skip entire pages, frankly. You ever been reading and you get to the bottom of the page and go, I have no idea. Because your brain wandered off and was thinking about shopping or doing homework or something. I'm like, dude, I have no idea what I just read.
No, sometimes I'm just staring at my book, wandering off, and I'm like, wait, I haven't read a single word and it's been like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
And
So, go ahead.
The multicolored words was interesting because I did it with my mom, and the 2 things were read the colors, read what the words say and
Yeah.
how the colors they are, and then read what the colors are and how the words say.
Yeah.
And I had a easier time with the first one being such like a reader,
Yeah.
taking a lot from words, and
Yeah.
she's more of a visual learner,
Oh,
so she had a much easier time saying the colors because she could really easily blur out the words.
interesting. I
Interesting to
had,
kind of see how different people's brains
Yeah.
process things better.
very nice.
Yeah.
I had a person in the first class too say that her mom took her glasses off, so everything was blurred, she couldn't read the words anyway, and all she had to do is just see the colors, it was a piece of cake. So very interesting, good observation, good, good. Good.
But first, Lydia's mom is actually dyslexic.
Okay.
That's
So-
one of the things I wanted to say.
Okay.
In the class yesterday, in the class last week, I noted that if you turn your head upside down, it's harder to read. Therefore, you can see the colors easier.
Right. Until all the blood rushes to your head and then you pass out. You gotta be
Yes.
careful. Yes.
Well, but
Good.
then if you start to pass out, you can still read the colors because
Right.
you can barely see the words, but you can still
Right.
see
You
colors.
just have to say it really fast before you lose consciousness. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Good, yeah.
I showed my sister and she got 2 ups.
Just 2. Goodness gracious. Then did you
Why does everybody keep saying 2X?
Did you then say
Because
also?
people-
Did you say there were 6?
Yeah.
Did she see him?
Not always.
Really? Did she ever see more than 2?
No.
Isn't that interesting?
I think it's just 2 starts as so like when you're reading, you kind of go to the first letter of the word. but-
Yeah. Right, I think that's right. I think those are the easiest ones to see. Although again, in my other class, the person, I think it was somebody's mom or dad, that was the ones that person missed. Cut science, so cut the F in scientific and all the Fs, but missed, and all the U's, but missed the 2 Fs in Christian class. So you just never know. It's really fascinating. Go ahead.
I searched my brother, he saw 3X, then the minute I told him it was 6.
Got it.
He was like, oh, okay, and he saw it.
This year we saw the Fs then.
Yeah.
Ah, good. That's really, go ahead.
My mom found 5x first, and then she missed the scientific one. And then she looked at it again and then she found the 6.
Yeah. it's
My
really
friend
interesting.
also missed the scientific, but
Okay.
she got the first 2 and then missed every single other one.
It's really weird, yeah. So again, back to the whole point here. Communicate or observation is important. The better you can see things, the better you're going to be able to do tests and things and see patterns and things like that, which will work out in the future too. But then the other idea here is that you need that system of because if it's not right in front of you and you don't see it, you need to have some way of finding it, some way of collecting it, some way of seeing what's happening there. So again, system. Okay. So the first part of the scientific definition is the system for finding, right? So we've done a little bit of that with observation, a lot more with that next couple of weeks from here on out. But the other part of that definition is the system for finding and
Communicating.
Well done. The system for finding and communicating the laws of the universe, right? So today I want to work on communication. Did you grab it?
Yeah, so this isn't really connected to anything right now, but, light is affected by gravity, so is it matter?
It is affected by gravity because light can bend in strong gravitational fields.
Like black. Like black, yeah.
Like black holes. And you need gravitational lensing because of that. But light is not considered to be matter, even though it bends. Bring that back up when we talk about gravity in a few weeks. Because it's going to be easier for me to put that in context because we're going to be talking about it in context today. So bring that back up because it's a good question and it's a fascinating question. It's an Einstein question, right? Einstein's the one who was like, dude, wait, no. And so it's a superb question. But bring it back when we talk about gravity. Otherwise I'll go off for the rest of the class on that. So, good. All right, so, but it is not matter. Bottom line, photons are considered to not have mass. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. It showed up here. I showed up and here it was. Maybe Mrs. Mueller was finishing lunch. I'm not really sure. No, actually, you'll see why in a second. All right, so what I want to do today is get into communication and how that works. And just like we did with observation, one of the things I want to show you is that you probably aren't the communicator that you think you are. So let me give you a story. So this is a story actually about my father. When my father was about 7 years old, so my father would tell the story all the time, which was later years he would tell the story because he felt it was really an important story because it's all about communication. And my father was a lawyer. And there was nothing more important than being a lawyer than being able to communicate.
Lawyers don't have hearts.
And he loved, he did. He did have a great heart. Yeah, I won't tell you those stories. But, so anyway. So he's a little bitty kid. He's 7 years old, and he's living in Chicago because his father lived in the Chicago area, which is where I basically grew up as well. And one day he's hanging out, playing in his front yard, 7 years old, and we're talking like almost 100 years ago. So he's hanging in his front yard, playing with something in the front yard, and his mother walks through the front yard. Now, you guys might have this, but a lot of places you walk out of your front door and you have that kind of door step, that door stoop, that little bitty concrete thing that you step and then you step off of that, right? Well, they had one of those. I have one too when I was growing up. And for some reason, there was always like a hole where the soil would like go down from the step, and so there's a hole underneath between the concrete and the bottom of the step, right? So there's always this hole down in there. And animals would get in there, like stray cats and things like that would get in there. So they always tried to keep it filled with something. So at one point, little Richard, that was his name, was playing outside, minding his own business, and Mom walks by, and Mom, for some reason, sees this long hunk of wood that's hanging out in the yard, in the front yard. I don't know why that was there. That wasn't part of the story. But for some reason, this long hunk of like 2x4s hanging out the wood. So she sees the hunk of wood, and she sees Richard playing there, basically not doing anything at all. And so she turns to Richard and goes, Richard, fill the hole with the wood. And then just kind of walks off. Well, little dutiful Richard, the 7-year-old little kid, says, okay, this is what Mom asked me to do. So Richard goes over, takes a piece of wood, shoves it in the hole, and goes back to play. That's what Mom told him to do. Doesn't know why that's what Mom told him to do, but that's what Mom told him to do. Fill the hole with the wood. There you go. Done. Thanks, Mom. All right, see you later. Did you done? Well, Mom comes back later from around the house and sees this 2x4 sticking out from this stuff, shoved in this hole. And she turns to Richard and she's like, what are you doing? That wasn't what you were supposed to do. You're supposed to fill the hole with the wood. And she goes on and on and on, complaining about little Richard and what a silly little boy he is. And little Richard's sitting there going, obviously not out loud, because Mom would have been even more upset. But inside his head, he's like, you told me to fill the hole with the wood. Wood, hole, done. I did exactly what you wanted me to do. Well, what Mom thought she said, she didn't. But what Mom meant, assumed that Richard would hear, was fill the hole with the wood. In other words, take the piece of wood and use it kind of as a shovel to push dirt into the hole using the wood.
Oh,
Right?
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to like put the flag.
I thought like put it flush with the sand.
Yeah, so 10,000 things. And literally, I remember my father telling me this story in his 80s, because he repeated it all the time because he thought communication was so important, which is why I like doing this lesson. But even in his 80s, he basically kept taking blame to that. He kept saying, the idiot little Richard, he would call himself when he did it. And I was always like, dude, you didn't have a chance to get that right. There is no way you could know what your mother was, unless you could read your mother's mind, there's no way you could understand exactly what your mother was saying. Now, I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts, y'all have had that same issue. If you haven't, you will. Right? There's mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, family, hamster, poodle, right? That's it, you told somebody to do something and you came back later and they did it all completely wrong. Or they come back to you, somebody told you to something, you think you did exactly what they told you to do, and you did it completely wrong. Like, dude, that's what you said, right? Where's the recording? Right? So who's got it? I'm curious if you've got examples of this. Go ahead.
It's a lot of gerbil.
Gerbil, I forgot. So does anybody have an example of that happened with mom, dad, brother, sister that they're willing to share? You don't have to share, it might be embarrassing. But, because I'm sure you do. I'm sure it's happened.
I don't
Sure, it's
I don't remember what it is yet. That's
I don't think I had one.
because it happens all the time. And that's really, this lesson that I'm going to teach you guys today, last week's lesson I consider to be my second most important lesson that I teach, period, in all the classes that I teach. This is my #1 most important class ever, because it's not only going to teach you how to communicate better, but it's going to teach you how to get out of or into arguments, depending on which one you like. Because a lot of misunderstanding with your friends and with your family and with your brothers or sisters comes back to this communication issue. It's like, dude, you told me to do this, but you assumed I had any idea what this word meant or what I was talking about. Right? What?
It's like Amelia Bedelia.
Yeah.
Books.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. It's like, you told me this, or somebody is like, or you told somebody to do something and they didn't do it, and you're mad at them for not doing it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I wasn't clear. There was no way you could have done what I asked you to do, what I wanted you to do, because I wasn't clear. And that's really important. Go ahead.
I had one when I was with my friend, and we were ordering food. And I was like, oh yeah, we should get this dessert. And he was like, oh no, cut the dessert. And I was like, oh, okay. So I ordered the dessert and I cut it. He was like, no, what I meant by cut it is like, cut it, don't get it.
There you go. There
I
you
was
go.
very confused.
Perfect.
Oh.
Yeah. Perfect. Yep.
Now I just cut up dessert and we're not
I'll
gonna
tell you the other story. I don't know why I don't tell us. It's a great story. When I was,
Huh?
go ahead.
Well, I don't have a thing that I've experienced, at least that I remember. But what I do remember is that basically the saying "I'm a little horse" is saying
Oh,
"I'm
right.
a little horse,"
Right,
which is a common thing in those like comic puns.
Right, exactly. Think about it in different languages too. It's like, I got a frog in my throat. Somebody from France or somebody who doesn't speak English is like, you have a what in your throat? But you might want to have surgery or something. I don't know. So we have a lot of those little, they're called idioms, these strange little English things that we use, and all languages have them. It's not unique to anyone. My ex-father-in-law was brilliant with his idioms. Oh my gosh, he was fantastic.
All of
Anyway.
them have different ones.
Right now, with different. So good. So anyway, so let's keep going with what I want to do here. So I'm just going to give you this. This is not a quiz. Don't panic. I can hear some of you holding your breath. So we have a quiz tonight. This is not a quiz. It's okay. I'm just going to hand you these. And once I hand you these, go ahead and just kind of, don't say anything. Just go ahead and do what it do. Just do the paper. All right? So
Wait.
hand it over these. What?
Do we have quizzes today?
No, we don't.
No!
What?
Oh, quizzes.
I like to hear that. That's good.
Quizzes are fun.
All right, so
Then
let's
they
go.
show we were great.
All right,
Shame
so
you.
just to repeat, just to make myself clear and communicate appropriately, I'm going to give everybody one of these pieces of paper. Once I do, just kind of, go ahead and take a look at the paper, do what it says, follow the instructions, and in a couple of minutes we'll talk about it. So the key to this is, when you're done with everything, just stay quiet until everybody's done. All right? All right, here we go. Pretty sure I have that. upside down, it doesn't matter. There you guys go. So go ahead and just take a look, follow the instructions. Yeah, I must have put it in a different folder, because I don't have it with me. I'm gonna find it, I'm gonna find it.
No. Yes, we love
All right, folks, just go ahead, follow the instructions, do what it says. Remember, don't talk or share. Oh, right. You're welcome. Go ahead, step by step, work your way through it, slowly but surely.
That's horrible.
Hey, no worries.
Make sure you get it right. Take your time.
I read it like 5 times and I couldn't.
Take your
I've
time.
never seen this before.
No, I haven't.
No, I saw it in the paper, I was like, I know exactly. I see Sarah.
I do say, I'm just.
Yep, step by step, read it all the way through there. And you can write on that paper too, by the way, that's fine.
Yeah.
Make sure that triangle's in place. Right. Good job, folks. Let me have a chance to finish up. Yeah. Yeah, exactly right.
I'm a good reader, that's why. That's my excuse.
Good. Yes, there you go. See, that's a great excuse to use.
I've seen this riddle. I don't know. I've seen this.
Have you
I
seen it?
started and I'm like, something is wrong. I'm gonna read it until I figure out what's
As soon
happening.
as I saw the paper, I knew exactly.
I wonder if I gave this to your brother years ago. He brought it home.
He wants this
Oh, is it? Oh, the dirty birds. The internet ruins all my best jokes. Nice. All right, everybody done?
No, I'm not
All
done.
right.
I'm not.
Well done.
Mr. Miller? Any poses in the canvas?
Yes, I'm going to. Yes. Because I'm hoping you guys torture.
I want to print it
show
out
this
for
to your
you.
moms
All
and
my
dads.
friends
I did just to my dad.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, show this to moms, dads, friends, family, hamsters, gerbils. Go ahead.
Nathan figured it out. I said.
Do you have the final exam this year?
This is a much. I think I
feel like watching it to a brother's monologue right now.
I think I'm gonna put it in the side of the folder of the other passage. Because I should, I know I saw it from you. Yeah, unfortunately, that's at home. Yeah, I saw it, I think I put it in the folder. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well done, so.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Be faster. My pencil looks now. Okay,
I was mad. I see the anger slowly growing on his face as he realizes what's going on. It's really fun to watch.
See, it's been a joy.
Did you do everything?
When you know more than other people, that's really what education is all about.
His
It's a feeling superiority when you know more than somebody else. That's what education is all about.
Mom, did you read it? Yes, he read it. He did everything first. And then I drew a smile. This is strat.
Did you get it?
Read
You
the
got
whole
it?
passage before you get it.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, let me have your
I
attention.
kind
You did.
Yeah, and so ladies and gentlemen, let me have your attention. So if you blew it, and you probably did, then it's absolutely, no, there you go. Then it's absolutely okay. Because that's what this is designed to do. I wouldn't even do this if everybody got it right. Why draw a picture of a house on the back of a piece of paper? This isn't an art class. So the whole reason I give this to people is because most people mess it up. And that's okay. And I remember when I was, I think it was 3rd or 4th grade, my 3rd or 4th grade teacher gave me a version of this, probably not the exact same thing, but a version of this. Everybody in the class, so like 23rd or 4th graders, nobody got it right. We all got to that last one, and we looked at it, and we all went, oh dear. We all messed it up, just like most of you did. Now, if you got it right, and you have never seen anything like this before, you should give yourself a pat on the back, because that's very, very rare. I've given this to hundreds of people. I think maybe 2% of people get it right first time out of the box. And that, I might be exaggerating with 2%. It is very, very rare. So if you get it right, pats on backs. And if you didn't, you're just like everybody else, right? So no harm, no foul. Because nobody reads those first 3 questions, even though they're right there. Go ahead, Lou.
Read all the following.
Well, technically, it says it right. Well, technically, this is all. Well, technically, the key word is. Well, technically, who here just ignored the.
Hold on, let Lou go.
I have something to
Yeah,
say.
let Lou go, it's his turn. Deb, you wrote the same, real nice, go ahead. Guys, loose, go ahead.
What?
It's your turn, go ahead.
I think the key word is in the last instruction because it says all of them before.
Absolutely right, yeah. So it says, please read the following directions exactly. Do everything the instructions say, and then read all the following directions before beginning. So you're supposed to read 1 through 8 and then begin, which nobody ever does.
I
Go ahead.
just skipped the word all in my brain. It's that weird thing, like skipping out the small words.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And it is the last of the 3 instructions. So yeah, it is really, really common for people to skip that. So yeah, go ahead.
Who here just completely skipped the instructions at the beginning of the paper?
Right. Y'all must have skipped some because I have a lot of houses on the back of this piece of paper. Great, you haven't had it for a long
I
time.
went to the 3rd one, and then I read the last one, and I'm like, oh my god.
Go ahead.
I did it without ever having one of these before.
Wow, nice. So you got the smiley face on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Good for you. Yeah.
He is a dead man.
Yo, I have this.
It said,
Yeah. Right. Right. Just
One big
big
smiley
That's
face.
right.
That's not a big smiley face.
Well, I had this at first, and then I decided to draw this.
So anyway, the reason, and what I'm going to do, and Trish mentioned this too, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into modules. So this is going to be one of your homework assignments, as a matter of fact, is to take this home and give this to a couple of people. Print them out, give it to your friend, give it to that one, Give it to your friends and family and brothers and sisters and hamsters and horses and doggies. It's gonna be hard for a horse to hold a marker.
What about
but
guinea
You
pigs?
do what you can do.
Gerbils. Just eat it.
But hand it to all these different people and see how they do. And most people
I
get
asked
this
too many
wrong.
questions.
Even your mommies and your daddies, most people get this wrong. All right, guys, good. So here's what I want to do. So the reason for that, again, is just to show you that communication is difficult. And even though you really tried hard, nobody just flipped that off. You really, a lot of you made the pretty little houses on the back. It wasn't like you didn't do a good job at that. You did. But you missed that one little instruction. So communication is hard. It's very hard to be,
Oh, I
not
just
only is it
ignored the
hard,
needle. I just ignored it.
not only is it hard to take in instructions, it's very hard to give instructions. And as a teacher and a writer of things like this, and of quizzes, I've learned that over the years. It is often I'll write a question, I think it makes perfect sense, and a student will read it and completely assume something completely different than what I thought I was asking. And that happens all the time. And I have to look at the answer and go, what in the world? Oh yeah, that's okay. I see what they did there. All right, really common. Chris, go
I
ahead.
feel like this is harder than a real quiz.
Yeah, I won't do this to you on a real quiz. Okay.
Man, oh my gosh. No, you should put just like this, if you write one question, you have to do it.
After you do a quiz that's like, go through all the questions before answering them, so it's like, skip this quiz and go like, make yourself.
I've heard teachers do that, but I figured that's gotta be harsh. That's gotta be
That's
harsh.
like I did all this for them.
All right,
That's bread, I guess.
all right. So here's what we're gonna do. So what I'm going to do over here,
Are you gonna eat it?
no.
Do I do?
No.
So what I'm gonna do over here,
Can I do someone to tell us sandwich?
no. So what I'm gonna do over here is I am going to make a sandwich, all right?
Ah!
Yes.
However,
He's eating his paper!
what I'm going to do when I make the sandwich is I'm going to have you give me directions. I'm going to have you guys give me directions on how to make the sandwich. But here's the deal. It's going to be like I'm a robot, all right? So I'm going to take everything you say literally. I'm going to make a few assumptions, because if I don't make a few assumptions, we're never going to get to the end of this. But basically, I'm going to take everything you say literally. So when you give me an instruction, that's what I'm going to do to make the sandwich. Now, a quick aside here. This is meant to be silly, and it's meant to be fun, and hopefully it will be. However, don't say silly things like, throw the bread out the window or things like that, because that certainly doesn't help, right? Do give me instructions that is designed to help me make this sandwich. Look at
I took a coding class and we literally did this exact same thing.
Yeah, it's still up for me, probably. I've been doing this, literally, I've been doing this for 20 years. Go ahead.
Is it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
It's going to be what turns out to be a rancid Nutella, because this is best by June 27th, 2025. So I'm not going to be eating these sandwiches.
No, but that's the thing.
Not
That's torture.
Yeah, but it's beyond June. Anyway, it's probably fine. All right. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So when you raise your hand, if you want to give me an instruction, raise your hand. Make sure it's not too silly. Hand down. Make sure it's not too silly. And I'm going to let you give me one instruction, right? Because that way everybody gets a chance if they want to give me instruction. So you give me one instruction to go from there. So let me just show you. I got the bread here. Get some things out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Bread here, Nutella here, knife, and cutting board. Okay, I will go from there. So who wants to give me the first instruction? Fiona, go ahead.
Take the bread out of the plastic and place it onto the cutting board.
All right, good, very good. That's exactly what I want. Mistakes are more fun than getting it right. Go.
Break the bag. Yes.
It's not open. All right, I go.
Open the Nutella.
Unscrew the Nutella.
There are no screws on the Nutella. Place your hand on the white lid. Palm first.
And then put your other hand around the body of the Nutella.
That's what I was gonna say.
Now twist this hand.
Okay.
Yay! But why are we doing that before we
Now lift the lid.
Now stop.
Now remove the bread from the bag and tear all of it.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
But I can't do the second part.
Okay, first lift. First the lid. Okay, yes. Take the bread out and then rip the bread in half.
I'm doing so
We're not gonna rip it in half. I got it done.
Lift
Move the sandwich.
the lid.
Go ahead, Rita.
Lift up the lid.
But that's how I made a sandwich. I made the bread in half.
Good.
Now drop it.
No.
Drop.
Put your head in.
Drop.
Drop it. Drop it.
Drop it.
Bad boy. Drop it. Bad boy. Drop it.
That's hilarious. Okay. All right. So that's okay. We got more.
That wasn't a drop. That wasn't a drop.
You did say drop.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Use your right and left hand to reach inside the bag of the bread. Let go of the Nutella. Right two slices.
Okay, lift your head out.
Take the bread and drop it down. Out and take the bread out. Take a slice of bread out of the bag and then drop it down.
Gently grab one piece of bread with your left hand and place it on the cutting board, in the middle of the cutting board.
That's your right
Take
hand.
your right hand.
Take a different speed of
Take your hand, cover it in Nutella, and put it on the bread.
It's so gross. I love eating it, but gosh, it's sticky.
So now put your right hand in the bag. And gently grab one piece of bread with your hand up and place it on the cutting board. Gently.
Okay, give me another one.
Place down the bread.
What's again?
Just drop the bread.
Wait,
Grab the of the knife.
Oh no.
So, there we go, lesson.
Not the razor part. Grab the handle.
The handle.
Stick it into the Nutella.
Stab the Nutella.
No! From the top!
All right,
Is the hole that's already there.
tell.
Take your head up and put it from the top of the Nutella with the knife in it. Get on there, yeah.
Now
And
swirl
take it out now.
No wait, that's it.
You're gonna tell me that. No, I'm not gonna tell you that.
Small amount of Nutella sandwich. Go.
Now place the knife down on the ground.
Oh, on the ground?
No, you!
I'm gonna put it here because.
No, on the ground!
No, no.
Bad!
All right. You gotta give me good instructions. I'm only gonna call on you one more time. You gotta give me good instructions, and we'll call on you. Go ahead.
Place a flat
I
end of the knife on the bread.
Okay. Flat of the knife on the bread.
And
Oh,
you
you
grab
need
the
to put it on it!
Move back and forth.
Guys, don't say anything anymore. Just let him keep doing it. Don't say anything.
Grab the knife.
Let him keep doing it.
The
Don't keep-
okay, the handle. And we move the knife back and forth on the bread. It is quicker enough.
Blue, go.
Okay. Place your other hand on the bread you are currently spreading the Nutella on.
Okay.
Firmly.
That was a bad idea.
And now
Don't do this.
spread the Nutella. No, I'm not gonna say spread the Nutella. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Pick up the bread.
Okay.
And place it in the top of the Nutella.
No, that's not gonna help you. it's not ready yet. It's still Ghost Nutella, which is. Go
You
ahead.
don't know that, you're a robot.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Good, look at.
Lift your right hand up. Now, lower. Head level. Now put it over the Nutella. And stick the top end of the knife through the top of the Nutella. Yeah. And now go like that.
All right.
Scoop it.
What you say? Go like that. There you go. What do you got?
Hold your toe with your hand. Flip it around, flip it around. Okay. Now, roll the knife in the Nutella. And take out the knife.
Okay.
Alright, and then spread it, hold the and spread it on the spread the Nutella on the bread. The knife
That's all we had to say?
All right, we're almost there. Good, what do you got?
Put the bread on the other bread.
No, not yet, we need more.
No, you don't.
No, it is.
Who needs more? You
Wait.
need more Nutella.
Drop it on the bread. Drop it on the bread.
No!
Completed.
Alright,
What
put the side of the bread that has the Nutella
The more
on the side of the other bread that has the Nutella on.
Good. Ta-da! All right,
He has to
no,
Wait, okay,
Go ahead.
wait. Give it to me.
Nutella.
Give it to me.
No, I'm not gonna give you guys
Show
all
me,
Nutella.
should we tell you how to clean up for you?
I was gonna clean up.
Ew!
Good, okay.
Oh my god, he chewed paper and then he put it on his notebook.
That's disgusting.
Okay.
I'm distracted.
There's my snack.
So, well,
I was angry at the paper. What can I say?
No!
You can say other stuff.
so well done, folks.
Very angry
So
at the paper.
certainly,
It was very mean to me.
so certainly very, very silly, but the point of this, yeah, besides to destroy some bread and some Nutella, the point of this is that it's very, very hard to communicate. So let me finish. Go ahead and have a seat. Susan, let me finish. So go ahead and have a seat. All right. So it's very hard to communicate. So obviously, if you went home and said, "Hey, Mom, could you make me a sandwich?" Mom, you don't need to give Mom all the examples about how to open the refrigerator and open and find the bread and open the bread and use the twist tie. Right? Mom's just going to make you a sandwich. Unless she's going to say, make yourself a sandwich, which is what Mom probably should say. But Mom is going to, you don't need to tell her how to do it, right? She's going to know how to do it, or your brother, whatever, will know how to do this. But notice all the assumptions that are made here, right? So if you were to do this, when we did this here, you were like, take the bread out of the bag, right? That's a pretty obvious statement. It's pretty obvious that anybody's going to know how to do that, but not if they don't know to open the bag first, right? So open the bag. Okay, so I ripped open the bag because that's the thing that... So these kinds of things are just, you assume the simplest things, but they're not there. And if you guys do any kinds of programming, robot programming or computer programming or things like that, yeah, well, AI is different, but if you do any kinds of programming, because it figures out, it makes assumptions, which sometimes are flamingly wrong. But if you do any computer programming, you might know that you need to be really, really specific in the programming. The machine itself has no idea what to do. You need to tell it exactly what to do. And if you miscommunicate with the machine, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. The program doesn't work, the game doesn't function, whatever it might be. Right? So you need to tell it exactly what to do, because by itself, the computer is an idiot. You have to tell it exactly how to do it and exactly what to do from there. Right? Well, this is the same kind of idea. So the point here is that assumptions are obvious. You make them all the time. You have to make them, otherwise communication would be a nightmare. Because every time you told your mom how to ask your mom to make a sandwich, you need to go detail by detail through this. The other thing I made assumptions.
You learn how to make yourself a sandwich.
Right, that's right. That's what you should do. But I also made some assumptions. Hey, Luca, that's fine. You also made some assumptions when you said, what the knife is. Well, I assumed I knew what a knife was. Take the bag, take the bread. These are things that I assumed that I knew how to do, because otherwise it would have been very difficult for you to do that. In the last group, they tried to have me figure out how to untwist the twist tie. That was a pretty good trick. But at least I figured out that I knew what the name twist was. So I twisted the top off the canister, I twisted the twist tie. So, but otherwise, it'd be hard to do that too. So even with as difficult as this was, it could have easily been more difficult. If there were certain terms, twisting, turning, grabbing, lifting, right hand, left hand, if I assumed I didn't know what those were. Okay, good. So, with that in mind, I'm going to try this.
Next year.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. So, now I want you to have a little bit more hands-on with this creation of instructions as well. So here's what we're going to do. Last week. All right. All right.
Is there more bread?
What?
Is there more bread?
There is no bread.
Are you gonna add how to pack your bag or something?
No. So first things first, I'm going to hope I have enough of these. I want everybody to take one of these, and you can kind of clear off your space. You don't really need markers or pens or anything at the moment. Give you these.
Nathan!
That's one way to do it, I guess.
I think Nathan's a robot. Do you want to?
I have credit.
Give me that. Come on. I am Samuel. Give me Nathan. Hi, Samuel. I'm Samuel.
Why don't you kill yourself?
It's a hilarious.
Why are you?
Here, Samuel.
What's your
This
name?
may take a
Is that
while.
one? I feel like-
Oh, okay. I'm saying it.
There's two boys in here.
Give me another nine.
I'm credit union.
Okay.
August.
Now,
Give me a non-sucker.
I'm going to also give people a set of these blocks. Kind of messed up. I'll give you these. We might need to redistribute these. We're not doing the block game yet. So maybe we'll get there. Well, it's certainly good enough.
Why do you want an 8?
I have a lot more.
Why does he get 8?
Yes. Good question. I didn't say that, did I? Good question. There you go. Go. Actually, you got that. Let's see if I can get you. Yeah. In this case, I do want to get you a red box.
On this check.
Yes,
So we have a- Now, is that everybody?
I'm going to do 3.
All right. So here we go.
Mr. Wheeler, it's supposed to have 8.
Oh, here. Let me take that.
I can take half of
We're
it.
3 years.
Get this one. Take it up there. All right. Okay. Now, here's what we're gonna do.
He's on cute, isn't he?
Whoa. No, figuring out how to start just him, but he will be my fiance.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Do you not remember Fred? His son. Fred.
Let's pay attention up here, folks. Let's see what's going on. Let's pay attention up here. Okay. So
I'm marrying Fred before you are.
what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna set up these blocks. Luke, guys, focus.
Fine, I won't be everything.
Focus here. Focus here. Liam, sorry. All right, so I want you to focus over here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up these blocks in a certain pattern. Then what I'm going to attempt to do is communicate to you how they're set up. Your job is to try to, as best as you can, listening very, very carefully to my directions, which I know you all listen very, very carefully. Listen very, very carefully to my directions. I want you to do the same thing that I'm telling you to do. Luca? I want you to all do the same thing that I'm doing and try to put together your blocks the exact same way I'm telling you to do. So that my blocks over here will be the same shape as what you come up with over
Aye,
there.
Captain.
I need 3 blocks.
What are you missing? It looks like you're missing the blue.
Yeah.
I need to go. This is all I have.
You're missing the blue? Alright. And go ahead to also set up your shield like this.
Set up what?
Which will kind of work, you kind of won't. But set up your shield, because the idea is you don't necessarily want to see what other people are doing, because chances are they may be doing it wrong, and you don't want to copy off somebody doing it wrong. Alright.
What if you just said that? What if you just said don't copy?
So, I'm going to put my little things together here. Okay. Fine. Okay. Now, first things first, I'm going to just explain it to you, and at least for the time being, you can't ask any questions. So if you're not sure what it is, make an assumption, do the best you can to try to do what I'm telling you to do. Your job is to try to do the exact same thing that I've got up here, with the same shape. Okay, let's start with the directions. Direction number 1. Take the red block and put it down on the table. Take the red block and put it down on the table. Then, take the blue block, put it on the table, standing up, and to the right of the red block. Hopefully, many of you have many questions now, because I've left a lot out, and I'm doing that on purpose. There's a pretty good chance that we still have some people already wrong. In fact, I bet most of us are already wrong. So, take the cube. Take the cube. And put the cube directly in front of the red block. Take the cube and put it directly in front of the red block. Last but not least, take the green block. Take the green block and stand it upright on top of the red block. And push the green block all the way to the back of the red block. It's still on top of the block, but it's towards the back of the red block. Now, I hope all of you aren't sure. Because I purposely gave you lousy instructions. So we'll see what happens.
I'm sure a few of them.
All right. So now what you want to do is go ahead and take off your shield and let's just take a look. What did we get? Good. Yeah. Good. Some of you, I don't even know how some of you guessed not side by side, because I purposely didn't tell you that. So if you didn't have it touching, that was a good assumption. If you had it touching, there's nothing wrong with
I didn't
that.
have it touching, and then I moved, and then I made it touching.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it might be touching.
Because I never told you touching or not touching, so
You
that's totally an
never
assumption.
told us where forward was.
Right, I didn't say what forward was. What does forward mean? Some of you have forward in front, like this. Some of you have it over here like this. We didn't define forward. The other thing we didn't say is I literally said put the red block down.